Hey everyone, it's Ivonne Emilia Lizondo again. Before I get started, I just want to say thank you to everybody who reached out and sent well wishes and lovely prayers and thoughts about our kitty Bells who passed a few days ago. So now she's with Sandy the Greyhound, and she's with all of our other fur babies that are, in that special place where all of our fur babies go when they're done with us. So thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. It's been a rough few weeks, but I really want to talk about the astrology. And I'm sure that I'm not the only one that's been feeling like 2020 has just trampled over everybody. I'm so over 2020, and I know I'm not the only one. But let's take a look at the astrology, because I do want to give you a visual so you can kind of get an idea of what's going on in the sky, and really help you understand how astrology works, right? So astrology, the planets don't cause anything to happen. All they do is create potential patterns for certain manifestations to occur in an individual's life, or in a collective, right? So either globally, regionally, socially, okay, and we're seeing a lot of that now, okay? So with the astrology though, if we have insight of the energy that we're working with, we have the potential to make it better or to work with it as best as possible so that we don't feel like we're getting trampled all of the time, right? So I'm going to share my screen real quick, and I want to show you the right here, okay? Well, no, this one's not it. Let me pick another one real quick, because I want to make sure that we are using the right one. There we go. Okay. All right. So a couple of things are going on that are important. First and foremost, and I'm not being a negative Nancy, it's just, let me explain how things work when two planets, start to dance together in the sky. So if they connect in a positive, easy way, then the higher vibrations of those planets tend to manifest, right? If they are having a challenging time connecting, then the lower vibration of that planet tends to manifest. And here's why this is important. So right now, I'm going to draw a big circle around Aries, and I don't have my pen, so I'm doing it with my finger, so sorry. Okay, but there's Aries. And here is Mars. Mars is not retrograde just yet, okay? There's Mars right there. We are not going to pay attention to this little person right here, this symbol right here, okay? We're going to pay attention to Mars. And Mars in Aries is that warlike, godlike, got to get things done. There's a lot of power, a lot of energy behind it. It's impulsive, explosive, it's like a rocket taking off. There's so much energy with it, and it just will go, go, go. Eventually it runs out, but it doesn't matter who it tramples over sometimes. So there's that very warlike essence to Mars in Aries. Planets behave or take a different persona depending on which zodiac sign they are visiting at the time. But Mars in Aries is at home. It's its ruling planet. So it's really, really strong. Then we have, this party up here that I've been mentioning for a while. This is Pluto, Saturn, and Jupiter, and they're all retrograde in Capricorn, okay? So if you can see, there's this red line right here, this big red line that tells me that Mars is starting to connect with these planets, and it's not very easy. So the lower manifestations of all of those planets is probably something that we're going to feel, okay, or that's going to manifest in our life. All right, so what are some of the lower manifestations of Mars? Mars in a lower manifestation, like I said, it tends to get things done. It wants to run over people. It's impulsive. There's sometimes not a lot of consideration. It's heated. It wants to separate. Mars is a malefic planet by nature, so its tendency is to separate. Saturn, also the other malefic planet, tends to extract boundaries forcefully, right? The lower vibration of Saturn is we don't accept change easily. There's a hierarchy, there's a sense of control. So those two planets right now, the lower vibration of those two planets are manifesting. I mean, even look at society, what's going on, right? We have the government and we have the people. There's, trying to take action and manifesting change. And, it's not happening as fast as we would want it to. And there's pushback and there's all of this disagreement and chaos. That is classic Mars squaring Saturn, okay? Mars wants to move things, make change, energize, and Saturn's like, baby, nope, not happening, okay? That's really the energy that we're all kind of working with right now. And it manifests again, either individually in your chart. Some people are going to be more impacted by others. If you have, if you're a moon, sun, or rising cardinal sign, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn, you're probably going to be feeling this more than any of the other signs, because those two signs, Aries, okay, and Capricorn, cardinal signs, are really highly affected, and that kind of resonates to the remainder of the cardinal signs. But anyways, this is important because I'm going to show you that chart again. Okay, this is important because this chart is for tomorrow, August 24th at 1:25 p.m. at Central Standard Time. And this is the exact time that these two planets like ping off each other, right? They're at the exact same degree. So here is Mars and here is Saturn. And tomorrow at that time, they're going to hit the specific degree of that square, which means it's just going to happen, the next day or two. This is energy that we've been working up to, okay? And it's going to continue until next year. And the reason for that is because Mars squares Saturn the first time on Monday, the 24th. And then it goes into retrograde. It starts retrograding, okay, September 9th and 10th. It stops, stations, and then it retrogrades. Retrograde planets don't function as well sometimes. They have a more challenging time. There's a lot of internalization. They're closer to the earth, which means that they're more intense. So we're going to feel that discombobulation. So as soon as Mars goes retrograde, now Saturn retrograde, not functioning all that great. More, I don't want to say not functioning that great. It's, if it's already in the lower vibration, then it's intensifying that lower vibrational manifestation. So now we have Saturn retrograde, Mars retrograde, and now we're going to really start seeing that manifestation of wanting to take action, but not being able to, okay? What happens when you want to take action and you're not able to? There's frustration, there's anger, there's resentment, there's pushback, there's forcefulness, there's separation, right? Some people want to take action, other people don't. We're going to continue to see this individually in our own lives and globally and societally, essentially is what's happening. So Mars ends up squaring Saturn again, okay, on September 29th, right? So Saturn stops to go retrograde, to turn retrograde, go direct, not retrograde, direct. It's going back, forward. On the 29th, the same day that Mars comes back and pings, okay, they meet exact by degree on that day. Then the third square that happens is on January 10th and 11th, okay? So that's why I'm saying Mars and Saturn, this energy is going to be an interplay for until January 11th and beyond, because it takes some time for the planets to separate and the energy to kind of diminish, right? This is what we're dealing with, guys. So let me give you an example of how this manifests in your own, possibly manifest in your own individual chart, like if you were going to do a reading and I would share with you, okay? All right, let's see, here we go. Okay, this one is for specifically Virgo risings. This is for my sister Elizabeth. This is for you. This is not her chart. This is not her chart. This is the chart for tomorrow at 1:25. Let me see. 1:25 on 8:24. Okay, so this is the exact time that Mars and Saturn are going to connect. All right, so here, if we took a look at all Virgo risings, okay, here's Virgo rising. It's in the first house, right? We're going to find Mars. Mars is over here in Aries. Okay, this is the 8th house. And then we're going to take a look at, oops, not that guy. This one right here. Okay, there's Saturn in Capricorn. Whoop, sorry. Okay, so how would we read this? All right, well, I'm looking at Mars, and Mars really, right now, the activation, the lower vibrational possibly is you really wanting to create opportunity for either financial investment, working with, refinancing, okay, anything that's possibly going to bring money in or take money out. So financial investments, financing loans, other people's money, that's all the 8th house. Taxes, okay, that's all the 8th house. It could also pertain to fears about, certain investments, or fears about, the not very clear aspects of what's going on. It could also be, fears about sexuality, fears about intimacy. Okay, so the 8th house is kind of a cornucopia of all of that, right? But what we want to do is take a look at where Saturn is. And so Saturn is right here in the 5th house. The 5th house is about self-expression, having fun. It's the playhouse. So there may be a wanting to maybe pull some money out of, financial investments, or, refinancing, and use them towards, let's do something fun. Let's go have some fun. Let's do something creative. Let's find a way to express myself right now. But maybe you can't. Maybe you can't, get the money out of those finances just yet. There's additional paperwork, and you were planning, a boat trip, and which she did. Awesome. And you're not able to. So those are the kind of issues that, a Virgo rising could possibly run into. Again, it depends on each particular chart. Okay. All right. So let me give you another example. Whoops. And this one is Aries rising. We're back to the Aries rising, right? Well, if somebody has Aries rising, one of the potentials, here's Aries rising. Okay, here's Mars. It's in the first house. The first house is about the self. It's about me, right? It's about my body, my own persona, how I'm portraying. And here's Saturn. Okay, and Saturn is in Capricorn in the 10th house. The 10th house is about career and superiors, authority figures. So maybe I'm having a difficult time. I'm not Mars, I'm not Aries rising, but the person would be having a difficult time either getting projects initiated at work, getting corporate to sign off on a project. There may be some heated issues with bosses, superiors, anybody dealing with a career aspect. You may want to start a change of career. You're looking at yourself and you're realizing, like, this isn't the career I want to do anymore, and you're just not able to make that change within this time. Again, it just depends on each individual chart. I just gave you 2 examples, Virgo rising and Aries rising. One is an earth sign, Virgo, one is fire sign, Aries. And so if you want to learn more about this, if you want to know, hey, this is hitting me in this particular way, I will share with you that I am a Taurus rising, and this energy is hitting my house of psychology, my 12th house, and my 9th house of philosophical beliefs, spirituality, religious, interpretations, worldviews, higher education, okay, distance, long distance traveling. But I am experiencing an unbelievable amount of psychological stress, especially with, when Mars joined Aries several weeks back. It's been one agitation, one issue after another, and I'm at the point where I can't sleep, right? And so it's affecting my perspective of my spirituality. It's affecting my perspective of life. It's affecting my, worldview. Like, what is this? I was so prepared for handling anything, and here comes 2020, and I feel like I just got run over by the bus. So what do we do? Well, I know that this energy is going to be with me for a while. Every time that we're coming across long-term, more challenging, lower vibrational manifestations, the best thing we can do is take it a step at a time, a day at a time, and realize that it will pass. We may have to, dredge through mud to get to the other side, but eventually we get to the other side, and it's about everything that we're learning in the process, every change that we're making to improve our situation, or our relationships or our career or anything of that nature. So there's a lot going on there, right? With this energy, it's long lasting. If you want to know more about how this energy affects you individually, please, please, please reach out to Spiritual Essence Transpersonal Counseling. That's my private practice for astrology and all things metaphysical. And or visit my site at spiritualessence.com, and that's spiritual and then a hyphen essence.com. All right, everyone. Thank you so much again for the beautiful blessings. And we are all in 2020 together, so we have to make the best of it. Take care. Blessed be.